R. Kelly's fans are not keeping him behind bars. The prosecution keeps putting fans in the motions as a way to silence his fan base. But if all the fans disappeared tomorrow, if all the fans took down their social media accounts, R. Kelly would still be behind bars awaiting trial because the judge in New York is determined to keep him there. It has nothing to do with fans. Nothing any fan says on social media can affect this case. The prosecution knows that they have no reason to keep R. Kelly behind bars, but they're coming up with any excuse as a way to violate his rights. A lot of fans are on edge, and they're blaming other fans and saying this post is going to get R. Kelly in more trouble. You posting this, you need to delete this video, delete this tweet, delete this, delete that. Nothing anybody posts, unless it's a direct threat to the prosecution or the judge or somebody in the case, nothing can affect the case. R. Kelly would still be behind bars no matter what anybody does. We could be the most quiet fan base and not defend him and not say anything, and they would still find a reason to keep him behind bars because they're not playing fair. They're playing dirty. They want R. Kelly to do some time, but it's going to backfire because all of their denying him due process is going to give him room to have appeal after appeal. God forbid he is convicted in New York. I do not believe he'll be convicted in Chicago. I'm not worried about the Minnesota prostitution charge. That should have been dropped a long time ago. But New York is where I have been focused because that seems to be the most corrupt. They want him there by any means necessary. They want to keep him in jail by any means necessary. So when fans see these motions, they get upset. Oh, they're saying that the fans are causing stuff. Oh, we are causing him to remain behind bars. That's not true at all. That's not facts. Those are not facts. R. Kelly's charges date back to when I was like 5 years old or 4 years old. Some of these charges are so old. I was a child. So at the end of the day, nothing I say or do can have an effect on charges. They wanted to charge him, and they did. It is up to his lawyers to use all the information that the fans have gathered on social media at their disposal and pick and choose which they think is relevant to the case and build a defense and get him enough reasonable doubt so that he gets acquitted. That's the lawyer's job. We have done a lot of research for them as a collective. It is up to them to utilize the legal system to get R. Kelly out of this mess. The case is overcharged. They're pulling out all the stops. But I want people to remain calm because at the end of the day, fans who R. Kelly has never met, because I've never met R. Kelly. I have been to a show. I have been to like 2 concerts. But I've never met R. Kelly one-on-one. I don't have a picture with him. I've never spoken to R. Kelly one-on-one. Now, did I touch his hand at the concert? Yes. But I've never spoken to R. Kelly one-on-one. He does not know me. So anybody who thinks that any of these fans, including myself, who have been to shows and who have streamed his music and who are genuine fans that love him and want what's best for him, if they think that we are hindering his case, that is absurd. We have no control over the judge in New York. We have no control over the prosecution. We have no control over these trumped up charges. They want to charge him with everything possible to see what sticks. And a lot of the stuff is not going to stick. I don't know if the judge is going to approve an anonymous jury. She might, because she has sided with the prosecution on everything else. So I believe R. Kelly is going to have an anonymous jury in New York. So she'll side with them on that. So it's a judge. That's why they had to go over her head to the higher court to see if they can get him out of jail. You know, so like I said, it's an uphill battle because unfortunately they gave R. Kelly a female judge in New York and female prosecutors. And they are determined to keep him behind bars. They're using every trick in the book. And when you have people who are accusers who burn their own cars up and do all this silly stuff to make it seem like R. Kelly is having people do crimes on his behalf, it makes it easy for them to, hold R. Kelly against his will out there in Chicago, while New York holds up his release. This trial should not be starting in September. R. Kelly is not ready for trial. He hasn't been able to speak to his attorneys. So I don't understand. When are they going to file for an extension? This has to be put off. He's not going to be ready. I don't see this going to trial till next year, like February, March, April. That's when I think this will go to trial. It's sad, But I want the fans to remain calm and not turn on each other. Because at the end of the day, nothing we do has an effect on this case. Nothing we do. It's the prosecution, it's the system, it's the accusers. They filed charges. They testified before the grand jury. Demetrius Smith, Kip Hinton, and anybody else who went to the grand jury, they are responsible for the predicament that R. Kelly is in. Not the fans. Not us. Nothing we say to defend him. And they really want us to shut up because we have poked so many holes in this case. And that's why they want us to shut up. So that's why they keep putting us in motions to kind of scare us. But it's not going to work, We're going to keep defending him, but we're going to defend him smartly. We're not going to threaten anybody. I don't want anybody harmed. Let me say that again. I don't want any of the accusers harmed. I want them to live long, healthy lives. The only thing I want is R. Kelly to be acquitted on all charges. Let me make that clear. I don't want anybody to be harmed. I don't want anybody killed. I don't want anybody destroyed physically. I don't want anybody's property destroyed. I am not advocating for any sort of violence. So let me say that and be perfectly clear. I want R. Kelly acquitted on all charges, these ridiculous charges. And I've said that from the start. I've said that multiple times. We're not out here threatening people. They're doing harm to themselves. They're paying people to beat them up. They're beating themselves up. They're setting their own cars on fire. By they, I mean the accusers. They're the ones doing all the antics to try and make it seem like the fans are doing it. But it'll backfire. It'll backfire in the end. God has the last say. And tables turn. So we sit and we wait patiently on the tables to turn in R. Kelly's favor. And when he gets out of this mess, we know that he'll be a better man for it, and he will no longer allow anybody in his circle. Nobody needs to be around him to talk to him, to talk on phone, to do nothing. They just want to make him look like this monster to the public. And by them saying, oh, we want an anonymous jury, that is going to subconsciously taint the jury pool. And the jury pool is going to say, oh, R. Kelly is dangerous. They have to have an anonymous jury. He must be put away. So New York is trying every trick in the book, but it's going to backfire. I have faith. I have faith. I've never seen a case like this in my entire life with accusers like this, you know. But like I said, it's not the fans. Most of these charges are from when I was a kid. It's not the fans' fault. It's these accusers, these greedy people who only see him as an ATM. R.Kelly has been viewed as an ATM for the past 30 years by individuals who do not want to work, who do not want to do anything except scam, lie, and steal. So God bless R. Kelly. Continue to keep him in your prayers. He needs it. Pray for his mental, physical, and emotional health. And enjoy your Sunday, and God bless.